BTW. I think the surfer dude from Hawaii called him sick the day they did this video.
You've got two beat the test questions here. First one, we are told to simplify. We have a polynomial over a monomial. What are we going to do? Break it apart. Every single piece in your numerator is going to be divided by what is in your denominator. After we get all of that, we're going to be asked what is the coefficient of n. No idea yet. We need to break this apart. Let's do it. Our first piece in our numerator is 12 e to the third power n to the fourth. Well, we divide it by what is in our denominator. In our denominator, we have 6 e to the third n to the third. All right, are we done? Nope, we've got another piece of our numerator. We have a negative, so let's put our minus sign. We have 54 e to the fourth n to the third power. And we have to divide it by our denominator. So we have 6 e to the third n to the third. Well, now what? Now, we've just got to do each of these by themselves. Our first one, we have a positive over positive, so we're going to end up with a positive for our first term. 12 divided by 6, 12 divided by 6, we get 2. All right, let's move on to our variables. We have an e to the third. What do we have with e on the bottom? An e to the third. That is great. Why? Because they're raised to the same power. When they're raised to the same power, they cancel each other out. That's just the same thing as saying 1. We're done there. Still, got to do our n's. Here we have n to the fourth over n to the third. All right, the n's match, the exponents don't. So what do? Look to see which one's bigger. 4 is bigger, so n is going to end up on the top instead of having on the bottom. 4 minus 3, 4 minus 3 is just 1. Cool. Let's move on to our next term. All right, we have a negative over a positive, so we're going to get a minus sign. 54 divided by 6. 54 divided by 6 is 9. You can use your calculator. 54 divided by 6, we get 9. All right, next part, we look at our variables. We have an e to the fourth. Anything with an e on the bottom? An e to the third. Well, e is going to end up somewhere since our exponents are the same. Well, 4 is bigger than 3, so e is going to be on the top, and 4 minus 3 is just 1. All right, let's look at our n's. Well, we have an n to the third here and an n to the third. What's that mean? They cross out with each other, right? Our n's are going to cross out, so there isn't going to be any n left over. So our final answer is just 2n minus 9e, since n to the first power is just n, and e to the first power is just e. Well, now that we've got this simplified, what we're being asked for? What is the coefficient of n? That means, what is the number in front of n? What's in front of n? A 2. 2 is our final answer. Now remember, in a grid box, we can put all the way to the left or all the way to the right. We're going to do it all the way to the left. So our answer is 2. One box, we put the number 2. We are done. All right, our next problem.
Ready for a brain break? I am. Let's see how Paul's doing today. Make sure you take notes. We'll come back to Algebra Nation. Let's check in on Paul.
Get you some more money. Let's go. Do you know what a great sponsor is? $50,000 we are going for right now. 5 categories separate you from the $1 million song, and you still have 3 backups left. 3. Go ahead and get your money. $50,000. I want to try some rock. We're going to try some rock. Yes. Here we go. Hard to Handle by the Black Crowes and Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. You know, I hear a lot of people yelling out Queen, but I'm not going to listen to them because I am a huge Black Crowes fan. And Hard to Handle is a song that I dig. So I'm going to go with Hard to Handle. Hard to Handle. 5 missing words. $50,000. Ricky Minor, hit me.
And we'll check in on Paul after we finish our Algebra Nation. Problem number 2 from Algebra Nation. Here we go.
To simplify. Once again, we have a polynomial over a monomial. What do? Break apart that numerator. Every single piece in your numerator needs to be divided by your denominator. Our first part, we have 45, z to the 4th. We divide it by our denominator, right? Divided by 5z. Our second part, we have a negative, so put that minus sign. Our entire term is 20. K to the 3rd, n squared, times z. Put it over your denominator, right? Every single piece of your numerator gets divided by your denominator. All right, now let's pay attention to our coefficients. In our first part, we have 45 over 5. What's 45 divided by 5? Well, 5 does go into 45 how many times? 9. So we get a 9. Let's move on to our z's. We have z to the 4th and a z. Ooh, all right, well now what do? Z is really just z to the 1st power, right? Z is just being raised to the 1st power. It's being multiplied 1 time. Well, 4 is bigger than 1, so z is going to end up in the top. 4 minus 1, since I subtract my exponents whenever I'm dividing. 4 minus 1, now I get 3. So my first term is 9z to the 3rd power. You're looking at your answer choices already. You got it. You cross out 2 of those choices.
I think she should get bonus points, or maybe some Swedish fish jelly beans for using Poe. Nice job.
Let's look at our next term so we can get the final answer. All right, a negative over a positive, we're going to get a negative. 20 divided by 5. 20 divided by 5 is 4. All right, let's look at our k's. Are there any k's on the bottom? Nope. So the entire k to the 3rd is going to be on our top. Let's look at our n's. Are there any n's on the bottom? Nope. So the entire n squared is going to stay here. What about z? There's a z on the top and a z on the bottom. A z and a z, those are going to cancel out. So there is no z in our final answer. What do we get? 9z to the 3rd minus 4k to the 3rd times n squared. We end up with answer choice B.
And let's check in on Paul and see how he's doing.
Before the break, he locked in, yes I am, action speaks louder than words. You're banking $50,000 that you are correct. We're going to go ahead and let you sing it again. And if you are correct, when we get here, the words will turn green and you have $50,000, my friend. So you really need to sing for your money right now. Are you ready? All right, band. Mr. Minor?
The suspense is killing me. Get on with it. Paul, you are the man. Maybe you can help out the Chicago Cubs.